Hey tubers, Bart coming at you. Need a little afternoon pick me up there. Mail day. Piling some things in, and got two good ones for you. Two good ones, and a bunch of hockey. I'm on a hockey kick. Caps are having a great season. I'm getting into it, being local to where I was as a kid. Growing up and being able to root for them and seeing them. My kids are willing to watch it for me, with me, which is pretty cool. They're getting into hockey. I had them watch Mighty Ducks earlier this week, and they loved it. And we're watching Mighty Ducks 2. We're like, I only do like an hour a night on that stuff on school nights or whatever, not get them too zoned out. But I'm digging it. And so we're on a little hockey kick, so you'll see that. But I'll show you the slabs and such first, and we'll go from there. First time ever picking this up, surprisingly, because my Montana PC used to be massive. Yeah, but it just, eventually when certain PCs get too big, they just sit in boxes, and I've been doing my best to kind of purge those types of things. This will probably sit in a box a fair amount, I'm not going to lie about that, but and I did sell off a lot of Montanas. I sold a lot of the oddball things, especially if they were going for good money, to include his rookie from Wholesome. But, part of, to me, having a PC of a person means you need to have some of these types of oddball and things. And this was kind of one of the last cards I didn't pick up prior to piecing out a large part of the Montana PC. I still have all his Topps base and his even any of his top standard issue ones, even if they weren't the base cards. I still have just about all of those in Gem 10 and everything. So still got a good bit of Montana for sure. But I wanted to have a little bit more breadth and diversity in there than what I currently had. So I picked up this for a great deal at auction in PSA 9. The dairy pack. So this is the side of a milk container with Joe Montana's mug on there. I believe there's a couple of different colors. The slabs don't recognize that part of it, and they are hand cut. This one is exquisitely hand cut, which means somebody did something real fancy, whatever. And shout out to PSA for the slab itself. This thing is not floating. It's got that nice little base piece of plastic in the top to keep it from floating around and everything. So that is ideal. And it's a fresh slab. Its first two numbers are 99, so it's pretty recent there. All right. So there was football. Here's basketball. I have been searching for this card for probably 2 years. For a decently centered and not ridiculously snowed out version that was properly priced. The buy it nows are always through the roof. Not willing to do that. Basketball doesn't get as much money out of me anyway. And finally, thought I found one for what I thought was the right price. I think I got him a couple bucks down from that. Maybe a smidge higher than what I was hoping to pay in general when I was thinking about getting a 3, because I think 3 was where the zone I was looking for. But because of the sheer lack of snow at all, this background, because usually these things they're pretty, so much snow it starts to look gray sometimes. I was really happy with that. And a fresh slab and all the things, because that number that's a 101, so that's an extra digit PSA serial number there. So the Bob Cousy, one of the all-time greats, and as I collect basketball, as he does a forward dive there, as I collect basketball and hockey, it's kind of where I'm doing. I get a few of the all-time greats, and then it gets a little deeper in the eras that I was, an active fan, participant in type of thing, as opposed to going to 1 to N through the grades or anything like that. Bob Cousy's definitely up there as one of the few rookies you need to grab out of the 50s if you're kind of having a decent-sized Hoff PC. And just a great pose, great squared up so you can see the jersey and everything like that. Always been a fan of that card, so real happy to add that one. Here's a big one. Super excited. I even, like, by name said, hey, welcome back to the PC when I looked at this card. Sold this off in a big sell-off a few years ago. Made a tremendous amount of money off of it. But wanted to have it back. First ballot Hall of Famer. Worth a 9.0 multiplier in the registry set for the first ballot Hall of Fame. So pretty good one there. And honestly, my favorite quarterback that I've ever watched. And that's coming from a Niners fan. Peyton Manning, SP Authentic, PSA 9, numbered out of 2000, PSA 9. This was listed for a good price, and then the seller sent an offer. I think I countered offered maybe, another 30 bucks lower or something. Just, I think I got them on the line. I'll see if I could save a couple more bucks, go towards the taxes and the shipping and whatnot, and got it. So, going to have to be healing from my financial wounds after this mail day for a while. Lay low for a minute, but super happy to have this one. This was kind of one of those giants. It's weird when I prioritize cards. Of course I prioritize the vintage and stuff, but I always keep an eye on the modern stuff because it still needs to happen, and it still needs to, the PC needs to be a reflection of my fan journey. And so, I love the vintage and everything about those cards. I'm never willing to forget the guys that I actually watched, and the greatness and stuff like that. And so got to make sure that those cards get represented well in the PC, and Peyton Manning is for sure it. So super excited to have that bad boy back in the collection. One card left, for the Hall of Fame first ballot set, and that's the Bart Starr rookie. So that's already was high up on my priority list for the year. I do want to upgrade some cards in that set. I think I'm 16th currently. I will jump 2 people as soon as that Bart Starr is in there. I don't think I can get much higher than 13th without getting extreme with the pickups and stuff like that. I'm not planning on doing that. That's a pretty solid number for sure anyway. And then if those cards, because it's only 86 right now, you just play the long game, and some people will attrit out, and then, if you keep getting the cards added every year or every other year, however often they add a first ballot Hall of Famer, you'll stay pretty high and even move up some. So that's good enough for me, but pretty excited about that. All right, hockey, and it's Capitals, CAPS, caps. I got 2. Well, first, I bought a box of Upper Deck retail for the first time ever hockey. Never done that before. Just walking by in the aisle, saw it. Why not? Got to bust some wax from time to time. It's just, if you're in this hobby and you don't bust wax from time to time, there's a little hole in your heart, whether you know that's the cause of it or not. That's what it is. So go get you some wax and crack it open. You take the L on a fair amount of times, but, if you get, that's why I go retail, because, I could take that L pretty easily for 25 bucks or something like that. That's fine. I can't take L on hobby box prices or anything like that. I'm just not willing to do it when I can get the singles that I want and already in PSA 10 sometimes for those prices. So I got one for 25 bucks. Didn't realize, you'd think it was a decently sized box, and I guess kind of heavy, but it only had 4 packs in it. And now I know why Young Guns are so sought after, and, you get 1 Young Guns rookie, which is, you get 1 rookie in hockey per box. And if you get a bum, which we all know how it is, like every sport, you got bums. So to get 1 rookie per box, man, you gotta job it to get somebody worthwhile. So I spent 25 bucks. I think I got maybe $6 worth of cards, if I'm lucky. But there was my Young Guns. He ain't done much. That is Cameron Crotty. I did get a random base of Connor McDavid, so I did that, and then I got like a little insert glossy of Crosby. Other than that, and not that those were great, but fun break, but absolute junk. But now I understand a little bit more, because I'm buying or looking at Top Guns, Top Guns, the Young Guns, for Capitals. And I was like, this guy, he's like the fourth line, you know? Why is this card that crazy? And it's like, all right, well, it's that rare. But the pop reports are low too, so it's supportive of it. But in that vein, some Capitals pickups. Got the Tom Wilson. I am building in behind the scenes before I submit the registry set the what I hope to be the all-time Capitals set. I don't know if they're going to accept it because I've got 3- and 4-year-old submissions to add to the all-time Nationals and the all-time 49ers sets, and they haven't done a damn thing. But maybe just the whole set to start, because it doesn't exist yet, we'll get them there. So I'm picking up some of the cards so that I'm decently, along the way when I submit that set. But I also am taking my time and almost going to Hockey Reference every day and other sites and cross-checking my thoughts with other information just to make sure I pick the right people for that all-time set. Not let it get too big, but not be too small and selective about it either. Because if I'm too selective and they weren't willing, the registry people haven't added to any of those other all-time sets for quite some time, then whatever I submit now is going to stay for a couple of years. So I'm trying to be smart about it. And, while my focus on hockey hasn't been overly strong, especially in the Capitals vein for a few years, I'm coming back to it. I don't want to just be abrupt and say, hey, this is who I think. I got to study it a little bit more. And I'm having fun with Pro Hockey Reference and all the things anyway. But there's a Tom Wilson. Been with the team 12 years, first-round draft pick. Kind of a do-it-all, right winger. Not a huge point scorer or anything like that, but does well on defense. Just a good all-around. But so not a future Hall of Fame candidate by any means. But he's just in the, I think, on probably the last person in of my all-time set, to be honest with you, with those 12 years all with the team and everything like that. So, not just a good player, but kind of a fan favorite as well. So I think most fans will agree that, he made the all-time list in the 50 years that the Caps existed. This one's just a kind of a future pickup, I guess, because he's the guy right now. Logan Thompson, Young Gun. This is our goalie. He is this year 28-4-5. So that is a pretty good record for a goalie. Fourth in wins in the league, fourth in goals against. Although his record compared to the other goalies that we have that is so different that when the other goalie plays, I basically don't pay attention because I know we're willing to lose that game, if that makes sense. The other goalie is slightly above 500, but when this guy's like 28-4, we're putting our best foot forward when Logan Thompson's in. Already, only 4 years into it, but already got an all-star game under his belt and doing real well. So added that one for kind of future. And then, there's no triple threads in hockey, but something similar from Upper Deck Black Diamond Team Logo Jumbos, hand numbered out of 15. Won this at auction for $16. Couldn't beat that. Another one. I wanted this one more, but there's another one with the, I don't know if you can see it. The logo on his shoulder right there is kind of an eagle. I'm not a huge fan of that logo because I didn't grow up with that logo at all. But I was bidding on another card, and that one went for like $70. Looked just like this, but with a different logo in there. Different player, but not that player was a superstar. This is Braden Holtby, kind of our number 2 goalie of all time, if that makes sense. Left the league with 298 wins, I think. Didn't quite make that 300 threshold, which kind of sucks for him. But really happy to add that. I hope to see that other one some other time. But I wasn't paying $70 for it at all, even though they were very similar cards. And then let's go. Autos. I probably should have taken this one out. I love when they put other top loaders in there as buffers for rigidity and protection. But if they're Hall of Famers, I'm going to collect PSA slabs of their rookies and stuff. But not all of those Hall of Fame types are in Capitals uniforms as rookies. And then there's some Capitals greats that I am not spending money on their PSA slabs, nor do they have slabs worth even picking up sometimes. So here's some Fleer greats, all-time greats for the team. So you got Dale Hunter and Rod Langway. And then a set I found that I really like that has a whole host of team players. So if you're anything into hockey, look for your team in Upper Deck Chronology. I didn't pay that for this, but there's a sticker stuck on it there. So there's Bob Carpenter. I think he only played, let's say about 6-ish years for the Capitals, plus or minus one. Has some of our best statistical seasons, but didn't play for us long enough to be too high on the leaders board there. And we got Sergei Gonchar. He's big for my time frame when I got into it as a teen for about 10 years or so. Initially, big-time defenseman. He played for other teams afterwards, but all-time great for us. And then our best goalie we've ever had, Olaf Kolzig. Leads in all the statistical categories for goalies from a team standpoint. Also, Vezina Trophy winner for best goalie in the league 1 year as well. And I plan to have a few more from that set because there's a bunch of them. There's so many of them that I'm not even willing to get all of them just because those guys aren't big enough for the team. But, any set where you can find a dozen or more similar looking in design and everything like that from the same team, I think that's a phenomenal set because it displays well. It gives you kind of the chronological, that's why it's called chronology, representation of your team. I just think that's really cool. Picked up to, what are we talking here, 98, 97 score artist proofs, Olaf Kolzig and Adam Oates. I'm also picking up from just a couple of guys. I'm hoping to find clean looking autos that are potentially submission worthy of like the key guys, the upper tier. So there's a Peter Bondra. He was that dude when I was a young Caps fan. 500 goal scorer in his career, all the things. So an all-time great for us. And then Sergei Gonchar, defenseman I showed you earlier. I haven't found a good one. This was a good cheap one. These are a weird, they're called BIA players, and they're low end and easy to find, but that's the best one I could find of Adam Oates so far for, $5-6, so nothing crazy there. But I'll keep looking on that. But that's what I got for you. Thanks for sticking around and hearing me jib jabber about some hockey and stuff. So yeah, collecting 4 sports right now. That's a little tough, but I think I'm maxed out on what I need for any Niner stuff for quite some time, especially as the team keeps rotating. So it's going to take a while for any newbie to be an all-time great on the team for me to collect. And then I'm doing pretty well on my other sets, so I'm okay with the slow and steady, and that's what I need after you pick up cards like this. All right. Shout out to Peyton. That's all I got for you. Enjoy your weekend. Until next time. Oh, yeah, go Terps in the Big Ten tournament. Yeah.